In this tutorial we're gonna learn how to interact with different controls, how to set the info and get info from them. For example, we have here a palette of controls, and we're going to see some of them, how they behave and how can we play with them a little. So let's just make a new project from start, and we will call it play with controls main activity. Okay, and make sure you use here USB device. I'm gonna use the emulator because this way I can show you how it will look, but you use your phone or your tablet. So we have here a new project. Let's just go to main layout and let's drag and drop some controls over here. Let's put a radio button, let's put a checkbox, let's put an image view. Okay, let's put a seek bar, for example. And you notice that the image view doesn't show because it doesn't have any image in it, so we can select it and look for source, and here we can add an image to it. For example, the only image that we have in our project now is the up icon, so we just add it. Let's add an edit field. Okay. Basically this should be it for now. Okay, so let's now after you add some controls to the layout, you want to check each ID. So for example, this button has ID button, this radio button has ID button, radio button. You would usually rename them, so button 1, for example, or a more good name. Let's leave them like this for now. Okay, so after you added controls to your layout, we should define them here so we can use them. And we have a button. Now here's what I do. I just declare every control public, so I can access it from everywhere in the code. So here's the fastest thing you can do. Write something, doesn't matter, equals. You put in parentheses in front the type of control that you have. For example, this one is button. You click find, you write find, it should pop out find by ID, which is what we need. Enter. You type r dot layout. No. r dot ID, I had lapse, and you select button 1. Now if it's red, it means it's an error, so we go over button and you correct error like this. You press alt and enter, and it should pop up a list of recommendations. Let's just choose the first one which we need. Now copy button 1, paste it in front, red again, because this doesn't know what it is. Alt, enter, and select the second one, field. If it's a field, this means you can use it everywhere in your code. we will do the same for everything. We have a radio button, checks ID, radio button. A checkbox. By image view. The sig bar. Okay, now that we define them, let's remember how to interact with a button, for example. So to interact with a button, you write button dot set. The first one, you select the first one, which is the most used. Set on click listener. Enter. You type new space. You hold control. You hit space now. So hold control, hit space, and select the first one on view on click listener. It should appear like this. And here, if you remember from last time, we made a toast. So if here is how you can remember. Just remember that for popping up message you need toast. Write toast. You write point, and you don't know what is next, okay? And you read here, make text, and it should have a context, a char sequence, and in durat, which means duration. The context, this is a context, main activity dot this. The char sequence text is what the toast should be like, what should appear. For example, button was clicked, and you have a duration which is in milliseconds. So we want 1 second and 500, and let's say you finished. Even if it doesn't show any error, it is because there's one more thing you should do. You should call a show on the end. Okay, so this is how you make notification. But for example, let's interact with the radio button now. So we want, when we press the button, I'm gonna leave it like this, to do something with the radio button. For example, radio button, and you want to set it checked, active or inactive, and you first need to set. Just write set, and maybe you don't remember. You can look a little through here. That's what you can do with it, and you see here set checked, and it should require the boolean. So type true. Let's say you want to check it and uncheck it, so you can do like this. If a radio button is checked, then uncheck it. Else check it. Let's try our code. while we're waiting for the device to launch, it's always a good idea to keep the monitor open. I have it on my other monitor. Okay, it doesn't want to start. I don't know why. Let's try again. So for unknown reasons the emulator stopped to work, so I had to create a new one. Anyway, you should go first to manifest and put a min_SDK version to something like 10, and after that just run it, and you should be able to see on your phone something like this. One moment. You see how slow the emulator is? This is why you have to use a phone. Something like this. So we can toggle the radio button now with a click of a button. Let's jump into next one, CheckBox. And here's what we're gonna do with the CheckBox. So let's say we want to hide the control with the CheckBox. So we write CheckBox, set on check change listener, because you want to basically, if you want to interact with the control, you need to set a listener, it's called. And for CheckBox is check change listener new, like this, and we see here we have a boolean is checked, so we can do like this: if is checked, else. And if is checked, let's say we want to hide the control, let's hide the image view, and to hide the control you do set visibility view gone or invisible. They're a little bit different because invisible keeps it in place in the layout, and gone just removes it completely, so your layout might get screwed up by this. We displayed it back again. Let's see how it goes, this one. Okay. Now let's play with seek bar. A seek bar, you can just seek values. If we look here in the seek bar, you see a max value. Let's put it 100. And for the seek bar, we also have a set on, and it's on seek bar change listener. And we want to concentrate on the first one, on progress changed. So let's put the value of the seek bar in the edit text. So we have like this. We should put in an edit text a string, so string seek value, and we have here progress, but we have to convert it into a string, so we do string value of progress. And in the edit text, oh, I forgot to define it. Okay, so text here. Okay, so we should put here, you want to set text, and we see here there are more methods. Doesn't matter which one, and we just put the seek value in it. Let's see how it goes. Okay, pretty nice. So now let's, like this, when we press a button it should read the value from the edit text. So instead of checking and unchecking the radio, we should get the value from the edit text. Get text, and you see we have an error here. You can't just get the text, because get text just returns an editable, so we also have to do it to string, and set text to value from edit. Just set the text from the to the button. Click now. Okay, next thing we can do with these controls, let me show you how you can style them a little. So for example, we want a large button. We have on top where it should be aligned this first if it's for layout modification, so we won't use it for now. The second one is where it should be aligned. The third one, if you like to make it larger or bigger. This one is to distribute weights. For example, if I drag another button here, no, if I put you can drag layout too. So let's say I drag a layout, put the button here, then I'm gonna add another button. I'm gonna make this one like this, and if I select them both and distribute weights equally, this mustn't be made. They should have equal weights. What you can do now is play a little with this editor and learn how it functions. So you can add different layouts. For example, a horizontal layout is a layout where when you add controls to it, they will go one after another in a horizontal way. If you change the orientation to vertical, let me put a vertical one. When you add controls one after another, they will display in vertical way. However, let's say you add a relative layout for now, which we will use the most. You can put the controls directly on the screen. Drag and drop. For example, like this. This is very nice because I remember in first version of Android in Eclipse it was a pain to do this layout, but now it's just very easy for you. So now take a moment and play a little with these controls, and I'm gonna give you a homework. Homework is like this. Make using a rating bar and an edit text. Where is edit text? Okay, here. To show when you change the rating, to show the text here. So for example, I will have to delete this because the program won't run. So for example, when I click 3 stars, the large text should say you rated 3 stars. When I change the rating to 2 stars, the large text should change the rating to 2 stars. Now pause the video, do this homework yourself, and when you finish, congratulate yourself. If you somehow can't finish, I will do it for you now. So pause the video now. I will start to doing it in case you have problems. So after we add this, we look at the IDs. Okay, we define them. Now we have an edit text. Oh, we have a text, sorry. I don't know by heart how you call a rating bar, but logically would be set on rating bar change listener. So how I did it so fast? New, control and space, enter, and we have to add a semicolon here, and we see here float the rating, so the text should be rated, and for two strings we just put a plus between them, the rating, or short version just like this. Let's see how it does. Very good. So this should conclude our tutorial for now. If you have any questions, please comment below. If not, I wait you on the next one.